More debate talk now because it was an unusual moment. Bernie Sanders seemed to help his opponent, Hillary Clinton, when talking about her email controversy.
The American people are sick and tired of hearing about your damn emails.
Thank you. Me too. Me too.
You know? Enough of the emails. Let's talk about the real issues facing America.
Thank you, Bernie. Thank you.
Wow. Chris Plant, syndicated radio talk show host. Leslie Marshall, Fox News contributor and also syndicated radio talk show host. Leslie, wow, Bernie Sanders helping out Hillary Clinton? We had a big debate about this on our morning call today, and some of us thought that he wasn't really helping her, but I actually felt like he was. I couldn't believe it when I heard it. What'd you think?
Well, I have to tell you, I do know Senator Sanders, and what you see is what you get personality-wise. You know, he's fond of Hillary. I mean, they're in a race, they're opponents, but there is mutual respect, and admiration.
This is the number one thing holding her back,
of the Democrats.
Yeah, but this is the one thing potentially holding her back from the nomination, and yet,
but not with the Democrats.
Well, I couldn't believe it. Anyway, continue.
Thank you, gotcha. Yeah, not with the Democrats. Remember, this is a first of many primary debates, and the primary audience are Democrats. And Hillary Clinton, yesterday, an ABC News poll was a 79% approval rating among Democrats. Nobody on that stage is really going to skewer her because it's not going to help them. And I don't think it was that calculated by Bernie. I think that was just quintessential Bernie. I think that's how he feels about the emails. I think he's echoing the sentiments of many Democrats, and maybe he helped her in the process.
So Chris, even other Democrats don't care if something criminal happened and that there's an investigation. I'm not saying that it did, but there's an FBI investigation going on. Democrats just don't care about that. They would if it was a Republican, right?
Well, yeah, but clearly they don't care about it. You know, there was a reference to ethics last night with Lincoln Chafee talking about ethics, apparently about Hillary's ethics, and she said no when she was asked if she wanted to respond to that, and the crowd went wild. Look, Bernie Sanders wants to talk about what he wants to talk about, and he doesn't want to talk about Hillary, and I think that's what it was about.
Interesting.
He wanted to move on to talk about his talking points. But listen, one of the issues in this race is that the Democrats' lead candidate is the target of an FBI investigation that may lead to felony criminal indictments, and she may end up in prison. That's an issue, if you ask me. I mean, there are a lot of other issues that they could be talking about, but one of them is front and center, and that is that their lead candidate has this cloud hanging over her head.
We'll have to see how that pans out. Carly Fiorina, reaping the benefits of her strong performance in the first two Republican debates, raking in $6.8 million for her campaign during the quarter ending in September, a bit more than the $6 million raised by Senator Marco Rubio. But they're both behind Dr. Ben Carson, who collected $20 million, and Senator Ted Cruz, $12.2 million. Are you surprised by the numbers, Leslie?
Actually, I'm not. I mean, when we look at Carly Fiorina and Marco Rubio, they're 4 percentage points apart. And that's almost, you know, a 1 percentage point dead heat. So she has a reach, in a sense, to get higher. And we've seen that from the debate. I'm also not surprised that she's able to get that type of money with her background at HP in the past, and also the huge amounts of pockets that we have lined with cash here in California to support her. I also think what we're seeing with this money for both Ben Carson and Carly Fiorina are people that definitely want to help them to get up to, as Ben Carson is 1 percentage point away from, Donald Trump, who is, as he always tells us, a cash cow.
Right.
And so to me, it's we don't want Trump, and we don't want inside the Beltway establishment politicians.
Yeah, so the interesting thing, though, Chris, is that Donald Trump, of course, is self-funded, but he really hasn't spent hardly any money. So there's an interesting dichotomy there between the front runner having to spend nothing and the others clamoring to raise a bunch of cash.
Yeah, well, it's a fascinating year. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. I think the money flowing to Carly Fiorina and Dr. Ben Carson is because the Republican base and lots of people in America have had it with politicians. It's Charlie Brown in the football. You know, we've been lied to 30 times. Lie to me 30 times, shame on you. 31 times, shame on me, apparently. People want somebody who is not a politician. And Ted Cruz is a little bit of an outsider as well, and he has his supporters. But the Republican base in particular, and it's true of the Democrats with Bernie Sanders too, are sick and tired of politicians who conjure up these lines, and they're lying to us. And everybody just expects that we're being lied to now by politicians, career politicians, and they want somebody who's not a politician.
Yep. I think that is the understatement of the last couple of weeks. Chris and Leslie.